Great, thank you. Um, this meeting is being recorded. So please say hello by typing your name, the organization that you're affiliated with, and also the role you have within your organization in the box. Please stay muted throughout the entire presentation that we have today, but also go ahead and ask your questions in the chat box, and they'll be read aloud and answered after the presentation. Our agenda, we did some introductions. Today we're going to be hearing from Suzanne Campisi, who is here with us at Cornell Cooperative Extension, Ulster County, on the 2025 Inventory for Health and all the work that she's done on that, including some of the key findings and results. Next, we'll be hearing from Kristen Kessler, who is the new Community Health Director at the Ulster County Department of Health, on the vision for the future and a little sneak peek into the community health assessment. We are going to be doing a survey just to kind of gather some information on how you've been engaging with the Ulster County Department of Health and also Healthy Ulster Council. We'll do a short stretch break and then we'll move into our facilitated networking session where you can share a little bit about any upcoming events or programs. And then we'll be closing. So I am going to pass it over to Suzanne. So I will stop sharing my screen. Great. And Suzanne, you can take it away.
Okay, great. Great to be here with you all today. I recognize some of your names in the chats, and I'm really happy to be with you all to give this presentation on the 2025 Inventory for Health. This is a project in partnership between Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County and the Ulster County Department of Health. And our goal is to understand who's doing what in Ulster County to address these social determinants of health. My name is Suzanne Campisi. I am the program assistant for CCE and have been involved in Ulster County in a lot of different circles, so I may know you in one area or another, but again, happy to be here today. So we all know that health is shaped by a variety of factors, and that's why this inventory is looking at the social determinants of health, things like income, education, housing, and social supports throughout Ulster County. The purpose of this project was to update the inventory to find out which organizations, agencies, nonprofit groups, and programs are happening in Ulster County to address these various and broad range of issues, and to look at evidence-based strategies and to identify the strengths and the gaps in the county overall. Many of you who are here today are here, I'll circle back to it, but you're here because you are being part of that impact, and I want to thank you for that. So we've aligned our assessment with the Robert Wood Johnson's What Works for Health tool, which is a national resource that rates strategies based on their scientific effectiveness. So each area of the public health that policy and program is backed by a scientific rating. So whether it is scientifically supported, some evidence, there's an expert opinion, if there's insufficient evidence, mixed evidence, or evidence of ineffectiveness, all of these ratings are listed out per program and category that we're going to be talking about. So for example, to give an example of the range of these ratings, something like childcare subsidies is something that is scientifically supported that would better enhance people's lives being able to help afford childcare. Whereas a program such as Scared Straight, which is organizing tours of prisons for youth, it has evidence of ineffectiveness. This framework guided how we researched agencies and organizations that are doing work in Ulster County. And this is where you can find the what works for health under the county health rankings and roadmaps. There is a link in there at the bottom, which I will put in the chat at the
I
end of this
I just put it in the
presentation.
chat right now.
Thank you,
You're
Nina.
welcome.
Thank you. And here is where you can find the different strategies, success stories, and resources. So a bit of history. This project began in 2014. There was an online survey. About 60 agencies participated. Now, in 2025, after 11 years, this inventory includes research and participation from over 565 unique organizations, institutions, and programs. That's a huge amount. The assessment includes 12 broad categories under which there are 542 subcategories and questions that overlap or touch one or more of these categories. So we have alcohol and drug use, diet and exercise, sexual activity, clinical care, climate, education, safety and social supports, income, employment, and wealth, civic and community resources, air, water, land, tobacco use, and housing and transportation. So these 12 categories make up the broad umbrella under which these then 542 subcategories fall under one or more of these areas. Our method was to update the inventory from previous years. As I shared, this has been going on for about 10 years now, over 10 years. But every year it's a little bit different. So we wanted to tweak our assessment to make sure it was aligned with the most current findings. And then we did research. We conducted online research. And then finally, we reached out to organizations by phone and email to share these evidence-based strategies and to find out who's doing what. And so I'm just going to take a moment to pause for you to either think, or if you are feeling so moved, to put in the chat, how do you think Ulster County did? When I shared those 12 categories, do you think there are areas that were stronger or weaker, areas that may have performed better, or that may have had some gaps? So just take a second to think about that. If you want to throw it in the chat, go right ahead, and then I'll share some key findings. Great. So as you think about it, the result is that Ulster County, out of 542 subcategories, there's only 42 unaddressed or not applicable topics within Ulster County. So that means that agencies and organizations within Ulster County are implementing these indicators for health at a rate of 92.25%, which is a huge success and shows the dedication of our county and community partners to address public health issues in our county. Some key findings. The best served categories we found are proud to report that the areas of climate and tobacco use, or prevention rather, air, water, and land are fully addressed. This means that every question within these and subcategory within these larger categories has at least one organization or agency actively working on it. It doesn't mean that there's 100% reach within Ulster County, but it means that there is at least somebody, some organization or agency working to address every single question under those major categories, 100%. Some of the categories that are less served, there's still some gaps, especially when it comes to the areas of income, employment, and wealth. These include subcategories such as land return for tribal restitution and reparations for descendants of enslaved people. That falls under the category of income, employment, and wealth. And these are high impact strategies that, as I shared before, have a scientific rating. And for those, it is scientifically supported that having land return and reparations be have an effectiveness. But currently, there's no programs in place at the local or the county level. Additionally, education and social and safety and social supports fall in the upper middle range, while all other categories are addressed by programs and agencies at a rate of 88% or better. So this is the area that we'd want to have focus to be able to have the most impact. These strategies address, whoopsie daisies, that's a little too far. There we go. And so by being able to identify what is missing gives us and decision makers and key stakeholders a clear roadmap for where to best invest next in order to address inequities to improve community outcomes. So at this point, I just want to take a moment to thank and recognize the top organizations and agencies within Ulster County. There was 42 of you that made it to these slides, and many of you are here today. So have a look and see which organizations are the real movers and shakers in being able to, that they've shown up with the most frequency on this inventory itself across the entire inventory. With a big thanks. So many of you are here today at this meeting, and we want to give you a special shout out and thanks for your work. We also want to recognize the top school districts and superintendents, boards, teachers, and staff who are doing well to address the big category of education and working with youth. We are really thankful for all of the work that you are doing, especially. So what is this tool really, and how will it be used? Right now it's a document, but it will come alive in its use among community leaders like yourselves, stakeholders, organizational leaders, so that you can see where areas to prioritize and potentially collaborate with other organizations that are doing the same things that you are. Or if a client or a member in your community comes to you and says, I need help with this particular issue, you can turn to this resource and quickly find out who is doing what. And additionally, as I shared before, this can help us promote strategic investments in areas to focus to have a huge impact. So where can you find this inventory for health? It is on the Ulster County Cornell Cooperative Extension's website at the top under Healthy Communities, and down at the bottom left, yes, you'll see this logo and a little link to click here, and you'll find the document. It is a large document, I'll let you know, but with some keyword searches, you'll be able to find those 12 different categories and all of the subcategories. It would be a grand dream of mine to be able to turn this into some kind of relational database, but for now, this is what we've got. We're working with it, and there's a lot of information there. It's very rich. So we want you to look into it and to use it further. Unfortunately, the Robert Wood Johnson's County Roadmaps tool will no longer be funded after 2026. So this whole arc and timeline of this work will be coming to a close at the end of next year. However, the tool will be as it's phased out in its current context, leaders can still be able to access the archives to be able to find out more information. But now is really the perfect time to connect with other organizations, to focus on your community health priorities, to form coalitions, and to implement equity-focused strategies. We want you and encourage you to use this inventory to share this resource to help your organization connect and collaborate more effectively and to better serve those in your community and your constituents. So again, I want to thank you so much and thank all of the key organizations and leaders, but really everyone who's been a part of the compilation of this inventory and resource. And I want to thank you for the time. As you peruse through it, if you see that something is missing, please let me know. I'd love to add to it. It is a living resource, but it does represent just a kind of a snapshot in time. So with your help, we'd love to continue to build it in the next couple of weeks. And if you notice something that's missing, please let me know by December 5th. Because as this research project comes to a close, we want to be able to gather as much as possible and to share it. And we want to thank you again. So I'll open it up for any questions you may have and go from there. But thank you.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. There is one question in the chat from Leilani asking if you or the Robert Wood Johnson tool includes other addictions outside of substances.
I'm not familiar. There's tobacco use, vaping, opioid use. I don't know if it goes into particular details of, I'd have to refresh my memory. But if I could show you the resource.
I was talking about outside of other substances, maybe like.
I'll show you the resource. Let me find the link and we can look at it briefly together.
You mean like gambling and things like that?
Yes, it could be gambling, it could be food, it could be social media, any other addictions.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great question. Gambling does come up. It doesn't, I don't believe it mentions social media, but under the addictions part, it specifically mentions alcohol and drug use, tobacco use, and yeah, I believe opioids and vaping, but things like screen time does not come up. That's a really good question.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, great question. Does anyone else have any questions or comments or need any more clarification? It's a huge amount of information to try and condense in just a 15-minute presentation. So I did put links in the chat that go directly to the inventory so you can take a look and see what's happening in Ulster County. And then Suzanne just posted the strategies that you could look at that were used to shape the inventory.
And it says 414 strategies there, but there's actually a lot of duplicates where one subcategory may be in multiple categories. So in total, that comes to 542.
Amazing. All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, and feel free, if questions do come up, feel free to email Suzanne. You can maybe put your email in the chat, or if it's during this meeting, you can, post your questions whenever they come up. Amazing. Thank you. And I can pass it along. Oh, wait, you know what? Let me launch the poll. Oh, the poll did not. Oh, is that? Nope, the poll did not duplicate. So I will pass it along to Kristen.
Hello, everybody. Um, don't worry, I feel like my section can be kind of short here. I don't have a presentation for you all. I just wanted to get a moment to introduce myself or reintroduce myself to folks. So some of you might have known me through my work at the City of Kingston. I was just there for roughly the past 4 years, leading food and nutrition projects, as well as being the project lead for the Creating Healthy Schools and Communities grant. We worked with NENET through that work as the school coordinator for that strategy through CCE, and I've worked with numerous people here through that work. So it was fun when I got to tell people that I got a new job, but it wasn't really going anywhere. You would just have a different email address to reach me at, and maybe a different scope of work, but I wasn't going anywhere. I think I just went down the road. I'm 6 minutes from the old office. So I'm the new director of community health here for the Ulster County Department of Health. Oh, thanks, Daisy. I got a little heart out of that. Thank you. Oh my gosh, class. Woohoo. I wasn't requesting that, but I'm gonna react to it right now. So the new director here, and I just wanted to give a little update on this. So many of you have probably worked with Stacy for a long time. She's such an incredible resource to our community, to our county, to me. So it's really exciting to be on the other side with her. And I know for a long time she was working with Vin. So a lot of you probably worked with Vin Martello, who was previously the director of community health relations here at the county. And so Vin is retired. And in that moment, that was an opportunity for our new public health director, Dr. Eve Walter, to start to kind of maybe re-envision a little bit of how the department was structured. And so we now have a community health division here. So it's both the same and more than it was before. So that's been a really fun and exciting time working through with Stacy. We have some additional members of our team as well here within the division. And so that is Donna Greenfield. So she was previously the lead poisoning prevention educator. So some of you might have worked with her. She is now in the community health division doing the Children and Youth with Special Healthcare Needs grant. So I don't think Donna is on the call today, is she? Awesome. Okay.
No, she had to leave early today.
Oh, that's right. She told me that. I promise. I remember the things. But hopefully at some point we'll be able to talk a little bit more about the work that she does through the SHINS grant. She's brand new on that, so she's really diving in to learn the ins and outs of how county health departments really support children and youth with special healthcare needs. That's whether it's cognitive, physical, emotional, behavioral, any sort of special healthcare needs that they have for them and their family. So just want to put that out there so that y'all know that we've got that program here at the department, and it now lives within our division. And then I do see that we have Jackie Saldana on the call. Jackie was an intern over the summer and has been hired full-time as a part of our youth vaping prevention program, and also many other things that I send her messages about. So she is such an incredible member of the team. Do you want to say hi, Jackie? I see you here.
Hi, everyone. It's Jacqueline. Jackie, I prefer.
Wait, do you prefer Jacqueline?
No, I prefer Jackie.
Oh, let me just make sure I heard that correctly, because I'm there's Jackie over there.
Yeah, just because.
And then we have it. Oh, okay. Jackie is really wonderful. She's incredible. She is also multilingual. I was going to say bilingual, but I don't know if you speak other languages, Jackie. I know you speak Spanish. So we're really excited to be able to have someone on our team within our division who is helping us to overcome perhaps some language barriers that we have with our community. And then we've got another person on our team who is an aide who helps with public health preparedness. And she's incredible. So I just wanted to shout all of those folks out to know that here at the county, within the community health division, we're rearranging, we're shuffling. Sometimes we know exactly what that looks like. Sometimes we don't quite know exactly what that looks like. So if you can bear with us as we're working through those changes, we're really excited about what the future holds. So I'll give quick updates. Where are my updates? Nina had bullet points for me. Okay. Okay, so that was our community health division. Incredible. If you have questions or anything, feel free to let me know. I just wanted to let you know where we're at right now. Status, we are working through the community health assessment. I just wanted to update this group. I don't have anything really yet to share with you. We really dug into a lot of the data this summer. So Jackie was a part of that data collection team, looking at hospitalizations, looking at patient data from a variety of clinical settings. We also conducted a community survey where we had 356 responses mostly through these paper responses by going to events and tabling, but also through a QR code, some digital responses. So we're like deep in that data right now as we are updating the community health assessment plan, which will actually live as a story map. So it'll be a link, it'll be a website that you will be able to engage with. In the future, there's tons of maps. And if you have a need for any of the data, we are here to be able to provide that to you. But you should be able to get all of the data from this website itself. Here, look, I'm gonna show you a preview. This is just a preview for Healthy Ulster Council. You'll get to see it. Here, is this the right tab?
I love the inside scoop here. Thank you.
Surprise! I can't go too far down because there's a lot that we're still working on. Well, we'll have this right here, our community health assessment. And I just wanted to show you, let me see if I can see. It will have these different tabs up at the top based upon the requirements that are set forth for us by the New York State Department of Health as it aligns with the New York State Prevention Agenda. And so as you'll go through here, you'll see that we've got information about the population of Ulster County, different health indicators. We have a whole section on social determinants of health, which for those of you who know me know that I have a lot of experience and thoughts, and I'm really building that out to be robust, chronic diseases, communicable diseases, maternal and infant health, injury, and I think that's mental health over there. And so all of these will be built out. There are maps that you can engage with, so you'll be able to see how this looks across the county in different areas. So you'll be able to see, different, is it on census tracts, I think? Wow, I should have known that before I opened my mouth just now to tell you about it, but it'll help you to see across the county, which is really exciting. Okay, that's my little preview. And then let's see, how often do you put out the community health assessment? Great question. That leads me to the next step. So the state requires that we do a community health assessment. I believe in the past it was every 3 years, but they updated it to be every 5 years. Stacy's been really our stronghold on that, so she might correct me on how frequently. But what we do is both the community health assessment, the CHA, and then we create a community health improvement plan, which is the CHIP. And so we have elected, since I started in October, to do the CHA and the CHIP separately. We have that option. So the CHA will be due to the state by the end of December. And when Stacy and I were just talking about ways that come in January, we can really start to pull some of this data and be able to share it back with folks, whether it's through our social media or a to-be-launched newsletter that's on my whiteboard somewhere, so that you can have that data and you can engage with the health assessment for our community. And then the community health improvement plan will be due at the end of June. So that's due at the end of June 2026. So we are taking this as a 2-step process to complete the assessment by the end of December 2025 and complete the community health improvement plan by the end of 2026. When will the current data be available on our website? Great question. It has to be up by the end of the year. So check January 1st. But when we submit the CHA to the state, we have to be able to say that we have shared it with the community. I think that, would love to be able to share it sooner, would love to get that out there. If there's we have shared this with our other hospital partners who are developing their own unique plans that are mandated by the state, some of the data, but this will be available for everybody. Check January 1st, 2026. Unless I've told you that we've requested an extension, which is highly possible. But as of now, that is our target. Let's see. Any other questions about that for now? Did I check on my last point? Okay. How am I on time, Nina? Am I talking too much?
No, you have plenty of time. We're ahead of schedule.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I told you I didn't need the full time to talk. So I wanted to, update on the division, update on the CHA, update on the CHIP, and then a brief check-in and update regarding Healthy Ulster Council. So along with some of these, shifts and adjustments that we're making within the department and within this brand new vision for the Community Health Division, we are also using this as an opportunity to rethink a little bit of how the work is distributed among our working partners and also within the division itself. So for Healthy Ulster Council, I know CCE and Ninette in particular for the past year and a half, Ninette?
Just the last year.
Just the last year has done an incredible job of convening this coalition. I think that we are so fortunate to have such wonderful, strong partners in Ulster County. And I think in particular, I can speak personally from my work with Ninette at the City of Kingston, and now just moving to a different side with her at the county. But for everyone else, I think that we've had these really incredible partnerships and they've done a wonderful job. And so, but going forward, I think we're just looking to utilize this incredible group, Healthy Ulster Council, in a slightly different way. And that means hopefully a bit like a working group. I think that, we've focused on these wonderful presentations, which really helps to align with the mission of Healthy Ulster Council of breaking down silos and connecting the dots. I think it literally says connect the dots as the description for what Healthy Ulster Council is online, which has served us very well. And I know that going forward, it's Dr. Walter's vision that we can, build upon that strong foundation of the relationships, both interpersonal and interorganizational, that have been developed on this council, to use that to help towards a working group that advises perhaps even what the Community Health Division is doing. I know there's a lot of other groups out there like Live Well Kingston, the Commission within the, within the resolution. Part of it is to advise staff and elected officials. But all of that is, we all know that's like so hard and that's so complex. But I think that's what we're looking for with Healthy Ulster Council. So that's a long way of saying that will soon be facilitated by me as it moves in-house to the Community Health Division within the Ulster County Department of Health to convene Healthy Ulster Council. And our first order will be taking the community health assessment that the team has finished by the end of the year and developing the community health improvement plan. And I know that Healthy Ulster Council has been instrumental in this in the past. And so I hope that you step up and join us once again, as we look towards the future for the health of our county, and we can help to map out that plan together. So that's a lot of words to say. There's not a lot of details to tell you yet, but we'll have a meeting in January. So we'll get that out and have that meeting in January. I'll probably send out some sort of poll. I know that these virtual meetings have been really incredible. I've heard I think people have been enjoying seeing each other in person as of late as well. So we can have, we can gather what would be people's availability as we're thinking about the purpose of our meetings going forward, whether that's in person, whether that's virtual, probably meeting with at least a monthly cadence as we build this community health improvement plan, also with the opportunity to create topic specific working groups. So let's see. Oh, yes. If you would like to see these past presentations, there is a link in the chat for you to be able to go visit those. I feel like I've talked a lot without a presentation or anything really. It's just my head and my mouth moving. Does anyone have any questions or any comments or any excitements or visions for how you hope that Healthy Ulster Council can continue to evolve to meet the needs of our community? I swear at one day I'm gonna have hold music. I'm gonna have like the Jeopardy music like pulled up. This is always my vision, that like as we're waiting, I've got like, or it's like elevator music or something.
I really like the idea of meeting in person at least a couple times a year. I think there's something so special that happens when like the side conversations that happen and like the networking and like the before the meeting and after. So I would look forward to that. Although I know that it presents a challenge for um, people to actually get there, especially if they're coming from far in the county. So
I mean, I would also advocate that we don't have to meet at DOH all the time.
Mhm.
I'm here at Golden Hill every day. Like, if you want me to come out to Ellenville, I did. I feel like Samantha's on the call. I was about to say Ellenville is so far. I will come back to Ellenville. I will go out to Shandaken. I will go to Socrates. So we can talk about that. I think that would be really nice. It would give us an opportunity to really explore our own county, and meet our neighbors, where they're at. Thanks, Nina.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it for me. You'll be hearing from me in the future in an email.
Amazing. Thank you, Kristen. Any other last thoughts or questions?
Oh wait, I have to give one shout out to I express gratitude towards you, Nina, and towards CCE for all of the incredible work that Healthy Ulster Council has done for the past couple of years. But I want to express gratitude again to Stacy, because Stacy's the one who has been really working with CCE and shepherding this project along. So just want to make sure that I shout that out as well.
Thank you. And in the spirit of gratitude, especially with Thanksgiving coming up, also want to give a shout out to Melinda Herzog, who is not here in this meeting, but she was the facilitator for many, many, many years and my previous supervisor. And she is so wonderful and very missed. So much gratitude. Thank you, Kristen. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see if it cooperates with me this time. Okay. Current slide. There we go. Okay, so we just heard from Kristen. Thank you so much for all those updates. It's very exciting hearing a sneak peek into the vision for 2026 and all of the insight into the cha and the chip. Even though I know they're still underway, it was great to hear yeah, what's been happening and also see that sneak peek and how it's organized on the website. I so appreciate that. So thank you. Oh, now, next we are going to launch a survey that we've been developing over the last couple weeks. And this is to get a little bit of feedback from Healthy Ulster Council members. Oh, so that we can hear from you on how you've been engaging in Healthy Ulster Council or with the Ulster County Department of Health. So let me copy this link. And then I'm going to put it in the chat. So if you wouldn't mind, we really, really appreciate you taking the time to fill out this survey. And we carved out time in the meeting so that we could get some data from you all because it really helps. It will help lead the direction that the Ulster County Health Department of Health is headed. And yeah, we just want to hear from you. So if you don't mind clicking onto the Google form, maybe what I will do is share my screen again and just like go through the questions one by one. It shouldn't take more than 3 minutes. We had Pat do a preview of this just to make sure that we weren't taking up a ton of your time. So the first question just asks how long you've been a member. If this is your very first meeting, no worries. You can just put less than a year. And I know that a lot of you have been members for over 5 years. In the past 12 months, I have used or engaged with the Ulster County Department of Health digital media, including social media, and then we have the handle there, or the website. So if you've used the website at all, or the Healthy Ulster Council Google group. And if you answered yes to those questions, please input which one you've used. That would give us a lot of insight too. Okay. Next question. I find the information shared on the Healthy Ulster Google group listserv to be useful or helpful. If you are not part of the Google group, you can email me and I will make sure to add you. But usually anybody who shows up, I automatically send an invitation and it's up to you whether or not you want to accept that invitation. But it's a really great way to share information and events and programs coming up, as well as like the latest research brief. So we want to know if you've been utilizing that. I have received the health indicator data. And if you answered yes to that question, please indicate if you utilize this data in your professional work. In the past 12 months, I have seen, heard, or engaged with the UC Department of Health traditional media, including news articles, radio, TV, billboards, bus shelters, or bus ads. And again, just let us know which ones you have seen or heard. In the past 12 months, I have seen, heard, or engaged with the UC Department of Health through person to person, like events, emails, phone calls, meetings like this. So I think everybody should say yes to this one because you're on this meeting. But if there are other ones, please indicate that in the next question. Now we get to a little bit more specifics. So I've heard the UC Department of Health tick prevention or other public health PSA on the radio. And if you don't listen to the radio, you can indicate that here too. Then we want to know about the Movement is Medicine public health campaign, whether or not you've seen these within the county. I don't know if I'm going too fast or if maybe there's people you're already done with the survey. I don't know. We're also curious if you've seen the lead prevention and lead poisoning advertisements that are on the UCAT buses, such as this one here, but there's a couple different ones. Finally, we're looking to see if you have seen the immunization segment that was aired on Spectrum TV. And the last question, please choose your top 4 adjectives that you would use to describe the Ulster County Department of Health's messaging. Okay, and then once you're finished with that, you can submit. Don't mind all of my tabs at the top. I always have 10,000 tabs. Okay. Okay. And Nicole, I see in the chat you took the survey, but you're not in Ulster. Okay. That's totally fine.
I just didn't want you to
Yeah,
think your messaging was ineffective. I'm just not
that
there.
that's total. Thank you. Thank you for
Yep.
clarifying. Yes, please feel free to share this survey. It would be really helpful for anybody who's working or living in Ulster County. That would be really helpful. I am going to send it out on the Google Groups, the Healthy Ulster Google group, so that if you're not at this meeting, you can also fill it out. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time to fill that out. Okay, I found the poll. So I'm going to launch a poll. Sorry for all the surveys. We're going to follow this with a really fun brain break. So stay tuned. So in regards to the first presentation, just a very simple one question. Did you find the first presentation useful to your professional or personal life? So once we have 100% participation, I will end that and then we will jump into a little stretch break. Okay, still some more people that need to answer and then we can move on. Okay. Thank you so much. Just about there. Okay. Perfect. Share my screen. Okay, now we can jump into our movement break. So actually, I'm so sorry for the sharing and resharing. But I have to share my sound. Okay. Here it is. Share sound. Oh, that's not working. Nope. Let me try this again. Sorry, everybody. I'm usually much better at this. Nope. Okay, I got it. Share. Okay. So today I have another very fun brain break. And the reason why we do stretch breaks or movement breaks during meetings, especially meetings that last longer than an hour, is that it's really bad for our health to be sitting and be sedentary for so long. So this is an opportunity. I invite you to stand up, to stretch a little bit, to drink some water, take care of yourself. And if you'd like to, you can follow along this neuroplasticity brain break. I do these almost every meeting because I think they're a lot of fun. They can be tricky. I did part of this video 2 months ago, so I just like scrolled through to the next exercise. So all we're gonna do is follow along. Um, with the video, and they're going to demonstrate different neuroplasticity exercises. Feel free to turn your camera off. It's okay. I'm going to keep mine on and just do my best. Okay, here we go.
Open 5 fingers on your left hand and 1 finger on your right, and then alternate. I think you could do it faster with me. With the thumb and fingers of your right hand, tap the palm of your left. Then tap the fingers together and switch. I think you could do it faster with me. Exercise 6.
Okay,
Thumbs
last
up
one.
on the left and open fingers with thumbs in on the right, and then switch. Can you concentrate and do it faster?
Okay, I hope you had fun with that. That last one really threw me. I couldn't quite do it, but I tried my best and it was fun. So thank you for bearing with me. And feel free to take these breaks or the idea of a movement break back to your organization, especially advocating for, again, any meeting that lasts for longer than an hour, just getting up and stretching a little bit. So helpful. Or maybe it will also encourage people to have shorter meetings. Who knows? Okay. Okay, so we did our survey, we did our movement break, and I know I was just mentioning the Healthy Ulster Google group. If you would like to be part of this, I know there's been some issues with seeing the invitation, so I always send the invitation to everybody who joins these meetings. Please let me know if you don't get it because sometimes it's an internal issue on your organization's end where you have to go to your IT team and they have to do some back end work to be able to accept that invitation. So please just let me know. But it's really such a great way to, again, spread awareness of your upcoming programs and events, and you can email everybody directly. So you don't have to ask me first, like you just email the group, your flyers, your programs. And any pertinent information. Okay, now we are moving into our networking session. So this is a facilitated discussion where you can briefly share your organization's upcoming program or event. Our rules of engagement are basically keep it short and sweet. There are a lot of us on the call today, so I will call on you to share. You can state your name and organization and briefly share an upcoming event or program that you'd like everyone to know about. You really want to focus on just an event or program rather than like an overview of what your organization does, although that's something you can share on the Google group. And you can also share any details in the chat. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go across my screen. And Jackie, do you have anything to share? Also, if you don't have anything to share, just, you can feel free to pass.
I don't have an event, but I did want to let everyone know that the Department of Health, since I'm focusing on youth vaping prevention, we have started, it's a blossoming coalition where right now the Department of Health is trying to figure out what we can do to get involved with youth vaping prevention, and if that's of any interest of anyone to be a part of the beginning phases of it, you can let me know. And we just had our first meeting, and our next one will be December 10th.
Great. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie was at the Kingston City School District Wellness Committee meeting yesterday and was able to share that information with the Kingston School District, so that was very valuable. So thank you. Let's see, Nicole. Nicole Brill. Maybe she stepped away. Okay, I'll come back to Nicole. And I will move to Emily. Emily Flynn.
I was just typing my updates in the chat because I thought I was going to have to jump off.
Perfect.
We have a food systems plan, finally, public meeting December 3rd, 6 p.m. at Kingston City Hall. I'm going to put that link to the project page in the chat. Also, Live Well Kingston has revised its mission, vision, and goals. And we have a new blog post up on the website explaining, basically it's refining what we've already been doing. We're just sort of clarifying it. Those are my two big announcements. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Emily. Anita.
Oh, I don't have any events to share at the moment. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Nora?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Our pitch program is going to be hosting a clothing swap for children 0 to 5. It is going to be located at our Pine Street Family Health Center on December 12th from 3 to 6 p.m. So once that flyer comes out, I'll be sure to send it to everyone. But please share with anyone you may be working with who's in need of clothing. We know that it is an incredibly important social determinant of health. So we've been accepting donations and we plan to distribute those out to the community. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Sam Riley?
Hi, everybody. Samantha Riley from Ellenville Regional Hospital's Rural Health Network program. Just two quick updates from me. Today is actually National Rural Health Day. So if you are someone who partners with a rural provider, maybe shoot them a little hello and just thank them for what they do doing work in those rural areas. And as far as upcoming events, this coming Monday at the hospital, we're hosting a blood drive with the New York Blood Center. If you're in the Ellenville area and you can donate, the blood bus will be here from 12 to 6.
That's great. Thank you. Carrie Phillips?
Hi, Carrie from Access. I did want to mention that our Youth Reach program, which is a youth suicide prevention program for youth ages 15 to 24 with a specific focus on the LGBTQIA population, has drop-in hours in Newburgh, but it includes Ulster County, or we'd be happy to host something in Ulster if people think that there's a need for that support. And we also, through that program, and not only for LGBTQ youth, do youth mental health first aid as well as teen mental health first aid, where the teens themselves are trained to address mental health issues that come up with their peers.
That's great. Thank you so much. Dr. Elisa Jane Kapler?
Hi, we don't have any upcoming events, but I did want to say that we do have some openings in our day treatment program for grades 5th and 6th, and that's partnered with Rockland County Psychiatric Center.
And where are you located?
Saugerties, sorry.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And Amy.
Hi. Um, yes, we have a really exciting and important thing coming up, which is our annual meeting at the Cornell Cooperative Extension here in Ulster County on Plaza Road on Thursday, December 11th from 6 to 8. Our annual meeting will include a food justice and food insecurity discussion, a panel discussion, talking about just how to address these challenges in our community as a community. What can we do? And we have 3 speakers, Kristen Kessler, who's here on this call from the Ulster County Department of Health, Bryn Rashong from the Crop Shop, and Devin Wood from the Kingston Emergency Food Collective. I'm going to drop a link with more information about this in the chat. And just to give you a heads up that we are encouraging folks to register through this link because seating is limited, but we really hope that as many of you that can make it will please come. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Amy. And let's see, Yolanda.
Hello, all. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear, yes, we can hear you. Your camera's off, but that's okay. We can hear you.
Hi, all. Yolanda Brewster from the Ulster County Department of Health. So we have just 2 immunization clinics left for this year. The year is winding up. The first, the third, we are the first. Sorry. We are December 3rd and December 17th are our last immunization clinics. This weekend, actually, we will be making an appearance at the Pine Hill Community Center during one of their community events for the holiday. We will be there with flu and COVID vaccines for anyone in the community who is underinsured or without insurance. So pass the word.
That's great. Thank you. Leilani?
Hi, good afternoon. I am with the Hudson Problem Gambling Resource Center, and we're having an upcoming forum that will be on December 3rd, and it is to talk about having conversations about new age technology and emerging adults when it comes down to gambling addiction. We have come up with different ways outside of just loot boxes and how gaming and gambling coexist. But this is just a lunch and learn, like from 12 to 1:15. I'll put the flyer in the chat and we welcome me and everybody. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. I see a lot of people have to jump off at 3. That's totally fine. So make sure everybody's looking in the chat because there's some really great links and information there. If anybody also has to leave and you want to say a quick update, feel free to come off mute now, or else I'll just continue to call on people. Okay. Emily?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Emily. I'm a public health educator with the Upstate New York Poison Center. I sent out this update to the group, I think yesterday, but I just wanted to pop it in here. The 2026 National Poison Prevention Week video and poster contest is now open. Youth K through 12 can participate and have the potential to win a cash prize and a paid trip to Washington, D.C. So it's kind of like a fun little contest. And we also recently changed our website. It was formerly upstatepoison.org, but now it is just www.upstate.edu/poison. And I'm typing that in the chat right now too. So if any of you have our website listed on any like online resources or anything like that, if you could change that, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Nathaniel?
No questions here.
Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Jackie, the other Jackie Talanek. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was really good. I'm
It
proud of
was?
you.
Okay.
Yes. Everyone says it wrong. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm the employee health nurse with the ArcMid Hudson. We don't have any upcoming events. We had back in September our blood drive and our health and wellness expo where I got to meet a lot of people. And besides that, we're just doing planning right now for food waste and food insecurities, but we don't have any events planned yet. So I just wanted to share that.
That's great. Thank you so much. Let's see. Megan, I know you put some information in the chat, but feel free to explain or talk about anything else if you have anything else to mention.
Thanks, Nanette. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan with our SNAP-Ed New York Hudson Valley team. So I am helping our team cover Ulster County right now. We are down our Ulster County educator due to Mary Brimmer. If you knew her, she left. We've had some federal funding that has ceased. And so we are spending down what remaining funds we have. So our team will continue on as long as that will take us. So we are still covering when we can. So if you do have interest in education with our SNAP-Ed team, please reach out to us and we can see what we can do to accommodate what you're looking for. But I also in the chat added these really great produce tip sheets. We've been working on them. They're kind of my little baby project. We've been working on them for a while. They are up live on our website and we're adding more as we speak. And they've been really useful given all the food boxes that have been going out recently to add if there's produce going out with them. The tip sheets just give some basic tips and tricks on how to prepare it, give some photos to go along with that. And then also some easy ways if you don't have a stove or only have a microwave. And then if you can freeze it, have a freezer, easy tips and tricks on how to store it and make it last longer. So highly recommend them. We also have a half sheet we've created for ourselves with a QR code that links to the produce tip sheets on our website. If you have a lot of produce boxes, it could be a lot of tip sheets to print. So that's kind of our workaround on that. And I'm happy to share that with you all if anyone needs it too. I'll drop my email in the chat as well. So thanks, everyone.
That's great. Thank you, Megan. Let's see. Katie?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Hi, yes.
Hi, I'm sorry, I got disconnected before. So I'm Katie Clayton. I work at the Resource Center for Accessible Living in Kingston. We have had a busy year. We just had our fundraiser this past month over at Stonehenge in Esopus. We participated in a number of different just community groups and outings this year, I think, and it's a little quiet now for the next couple months, which isn't a bad thing. We will have another sort of like fundraiser at the end of December with at our CEO Anthony Mignon's home. It's an opportunity for providers and local agencies to get together and just sort of have a good time for one. He decorates his house in like a bunch of different Christmas trees, and it's just like a good time to come together and network and chat. But it's also a fundraiser for RCal. On my end, I provide case management under a number of different programs at RCal, adult health homes case management, as well as the NHTD and traumatic brain injury waiver programs. I haven't been on one of these calls in a while, so I thought that would be valuable to kind of introduce myself and just say if anybody ever needed to make a call or wanted to connect about community-based like case management services, please feel free to reach out and give me a call because I know it's a huge need for a lot of the folks that we serve.
Thank you, Katie. Would you mind putting your contact information in the chat?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And Kimberly? Kimberly might have stepped away. I see there's somebody who called in 845 number 260. Do you have any announcements? I don't know who you are, but feel free to chime in.
Hello, Inette. It's
Yes.
Asha, Kingston Family Practice, and Pine Street, ISH. Yes, I was unable to log in, so I called in. So, hello, everyone. It's the very first time for me to meet, so I was just listening. And only update I will have that at the Kingston site, Kingston Family Practice, we are going to have a coat distribution. We don't have a date, designated date yet, but we are working on it. And as soon as I have a date, we're gonna put the date. I'm gonna forward to Inez so she can share with you. There's gonna be free coats for our patients here at the practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Asha. And Stacy?
Hi there. So I'm excited because we're going to be changing the structure, and I do really want to beg all of you to bear with us and just stay tuned and stay engaged as we do morph into a similar unit of gathering people together with a new focus around our community health improvement plan. So there will be more to come, as Kristen mentioned earlier. And this is not my event, but as we're thinking about holidays and the stress that it brings on all of us and our clients for, the season of giving, um, I wanted to share that I do love thrifting. And there is a newly opened shop called Free to Thrift in Kingston. Kathleen is the owner, and it's just moved to a new location on Smith Avenue. So I encourage you all to check it out because you can get some beautiful gifts. Jewelry is 3 for $5. You really can gift well and cheaply there, but there's beautiful, gently used things. So, if we need to just share that among ourselves and each other so that the burden of cost isn't so hard on everybody, it's just something that brings joy to my life and my daughter. So I figured I would share that happy thing. All right. Thank you, everybody. Nice to see your faces and talk to you again. And I look forward to doing that in 2026.
Thank you, Stacy. I am so excited to go to Free to Thrift's new location. I think it's on Smith Avenue. Yeah, I've been to their old location and they're just so fantastic. Also a really great place to donate any gently used clothing items or other items too, because it's going back into our community, which I think is special. Let's see. Let's see. Kristen, do you have any other updates?
No.
Okay. Totally
I
fine.
spoke
I just
to
didn't want to skip over you.
No, you'll see me at the food systems plan meeting. Y'all might have known that was a project that I was really trying to bring us along at the City of Kingston. So I'm so excited that Emily is leading that. So you'll see me there. And I think I'm a couple of other places as well outside of this work. But if you need my email address, maybe I'll drop it in the chat because I don't know if everyone has my new email address. So I'll leave it there.
Yes, I have accidentally emailed your old email, which now I think you get an error message, so I won't do that anymore. Did I get everybody who's on the call? Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Oh, wait, Suzanne. Suzanne, did you have anything else you wanted to share? Okay, didn't want to skip over you. Thank you all so much for joining us today and for this past year. Really appreciate it. And I'm very much looking forward to continuing to work together in 2026. have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Also, if you do, please take a look at the inventory for health and share it among your colleagues and email Suzanne if you notice that your organization isn't on there. You have a program that you run and you don't see it reflected in the inventory. Please tell Suzanne by December 5th. And keep an eye out for our survey. There's no need to take it twice, though. Okay. And Suzanne just dropped the link in the chat again, which we will also send out in the meeting notes. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.